Let's learn about the Mro people of Bangladesh because you guys seem to like learning about these other ethnicities as much as I do. They migrated from this state, Rakhine, which used to be called Arakan, in the 14th or 15th century to the Chittagong Hill Tracts. So they can write their language in Latin alphabets as well as this alphabet that they created in 1980. It was created by a person called Menley. They actually have a myth as to why they didn't have a script for so long. So the myth goes that their god, whose name is Turai, had written down a script and given it to a cow to deliver it to the people. And then the cow got very tired and hungry and ate the script, and therefore forever losing the script of the Mroos. The word Mro actually means human in the Tibeto-Burman language. So the Mroos say that their land is at the base of the Kaladan River, and they have no idea when they migrated there, but that's just where they lived. The Kumi tribe, which is another tribe that used to live in Arakan, defeated the Mroos and ousted them to the Chittagong Hill Tracts. The Mro language has three main dialects. That's not to say that there aren't other dialects, but there's three main ones. In Bangladesh, they speak Downpreng, Anok, and Sungma. Those are the three dialects that they speak. So religion-wise, a lot of them are Buddhist, Hindus, Christians, Muslims, but their original religion is animism, which is basically like indigenous religions. The Achik Monde, or the Garo people, also follow very similar religion to them. Even a lot of their myths are basically the same. And there's a lot of superstitions that come with it, and they believe in them, and their culture is very much alive. However, their language is endangered, and they are an endangered people because they are a minority within minorities in Bangladesh. For cultivation and farming, they basically use the same practices as the Chakma people, where they burn the land and then they use those nutrients to nourish the land again. There's a lot of poverty in their community, and there's a strong belief that Thorai, or their god, wanted this for them, or this is the will of their god, so that therefore they're living the way that they are. A lot of the poverty has to do with the uneducation rate, due to, they didn't have a script until 1980, and they're kind of othered in Bangladesh, obviously. So there's a lot of socio-political things that go into socio-economic, socio-political things that go into their status today. Society-wise and barter system-wise, they live very differently than us. They go to the markets during the week and they bring the cotton that they have cultivated, and they exchange it for things like cloth, knives, spices. Like they exchange a lot of, but most of them are very self-sufficient. They live off the land, so they only exchange cotton for things that they need. For example, a knife, because they need it. So when a young Mro man reaches the age of 16, apparently he braids his hair on top of his head, and then he also adds flowers and a floral headset to start attracting women. Young people can choose their own partners, and promiscuity is pretty accepted, like before marriage. Sex before marriage is pretty accepted. And if someone does fall pregnant, though, they do immediately do the marriage ceremony to avoid any issues. But in general, they're pretty chill. So remember the cow that ate their script? So they sacrifice a cow every year for a 2-day festival that they have, because they're like, this evil animal ate our script. Again, as I said, they're kind of solitary because they live off their own land. They trade what they have, and they use it for things that they genuinely need. They're very impoverished because of their way of life. It doesn't suit today's capitalistic society. And they're a minority within minorities. So their whole entire culture and their language is endangered, although it's very much alive and very much in use. It doesn't mean that it's not endangered. There's actually a lot more interesting things about them, but I'm gonna have to make a part 2 because, girl, I got work. So I'll be back.